So we're going to play a clip from Boone's post-game press conference after Wednesday's game. Starts with a question. Logan, hit it.
Going back to June 7th, you guys have a record that is on par with some of the worst teams in the league, the White Sox, Rockies, etc. At what point is it not a poor stretch?
I'm not defining. We got to play better. Okay? We have it right in front of us. We're a really good team that has played. We need to be better. I'm not going to define stretch this or that. We got to go win, right? And we're right there. You know, we're watching, other teams struggle around us. Mm-hmm. We know we got to be better. Okay? We got to, we're pissed off in there. We got a lot of pride in there. We have a lot of expectation in there. So stretch, slump, don't give a shit. We got to play better the rest of the way. And it's right there. I've said it's right in front of us. It is. It's right in front of us, right? For as bad as it's been, we're also in a great position. And we got to go play the baseball the way we're capable of playing. And it's on all of us, starting with me in that room, to make sure we're coming out with the right level of energy and getting after it.
All right, we can stop it there. So obviously he's frustrated. When you hear the sound dip out, that's not something with the audio. Like he was sort of moving around and the microphone wasn't in his face, but he was obviously very visibly frustrated. Hit the table, which I'm not going to do. Said it's right there in front of us, so that, mark that off your bingo card. He put the, because he's got a lot of that's his crutch in between every sentence. Aaron Boone, when he doesn't know what to say, he says, it's right there in front of, Scott, it's right there in front of us. We got a lot of pride in there. We're not happy either. It's just when it's the third season in a row of this crap, when we're watching the three-peat of this, the sequel to the sequel, how do you sit there with a straight face and not just laugh in this guy's face? And credit to the reporters for ribbing him, for asking these kinds of questions. That is a legitimately good question. At what point, Aaron, is it not just a slump? You have been the worst team in baseball for 2 months. Is that a slump? Or are you just a bad team? It's a fair question, which he doesn't have an answer to, obviously.
He doesn't have an answer to it because the players are also not performing at all. They're not, outside of two people. So he's not going to say anything that anybody is going to say, hang their hat on or feel good about. He just needs to talk less and just acknowledge the fact that they suck right now and they're struggling and they need to be better. That's it. Don't give me the hyperbole. Don't talk about other teams. Focus on your building, how you can be better, and then actively talk about things that you can do to be better and things that you can actually propose solutions. Talk about ways how you're. Give me some specifics on things that are happening that are trying to improve the team or trying to rally this team. Like, give some reasoning behind, why you think that Jahmai Jones is going to come in there and be that spark plug for this team. Is it because there's something that we haven't seen? Has he been barreling up the machine like nobody else? Is his barrel percentage in the tube higher than anybody's against left-handed pitching? Maybe. I don't know. Tell me that. Give me something that justifies reasonings and why you're doing it, or things that you're trying to get this thing going. But I don't want to hear excuses, and I don't want to hear the what ifs, and I certainly don't want to hear about anybody else's team. I don't want to hear about anything else.
That pissed me off the most.
Yeah,
he's never going to call out players by name. That's never going to happen. He could be the manager for the next 50 years. He's never going to do that. But he could, like you said, call out specifics. We need more production behind our two big guys, or we need better defense in key spots. We can't have defensive lapses. We need to control the running game, right? Like, he can say things. He can give concrete things why this team has struggled for 2 months. We need more consistency from our starting pitchers, or we need to lock down games when we have the opportunity in our bullpen.
Or we actually need to hit when there's runners in scoring position.
Right.
For once, in my tenure.
While you could infer who he's calling out in those situations, of course, it's not saying a specific player's name or even a specific position, but it's at least putting a finger on all of the reasons why this team has struggled. Instead of just saying we've got confidence in that room, we've got a lot of pride in that room, we're as mad as anyone. Are you as mad as anyone? Because your anger comes off as very phony and an act at this point. Because it's the same fake anger year after year. I know Boone gets angry, but he gets angry at umpires. That's the only time I actually believe his anger is when he's arguing a ball and strike or arguing something with an umpire. I think he comes off as a complete phony when he's sitting there at the podium, slamming his hand, stuttering, talking about how it's right there in front of us, and raising his voice and getting annoyed with report. He comes off as a freaking phony.